Okay, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. My name, if you don't know me, is Amanda Ryba. I'm the founder of the Illuminate Your Wealth community, and it is my goal to illuminate to the world what wealthy people are doing with their money. And one thing a lot of people have been talking about lately is this whole IUL policy, this infinite banking, all these fancy buzzwords you guys hear out about there, out in the real world and on social media. And I figured we could maybe I would just do you guys a little favor and bring to you an expert on this that really understands how the 401k works and really truly understands alongside me how the IUL works. And she is a partner of mine in helping people figure out which direction it makes more sense to go. So the lady to my right, possibly your left, I'm not sure if you can, depending on what side she's on, but this is not just a good friend. This is not just anybody in my life. This is my very dearest best friend out there. She is my business partner. I like to call her my life partner. We've known each other for over 10 years and have been working alongside each other for the last 8 years. And she's an unbelievable rock star. Her name is Jasmine Calonge. She is one half of your wealth guides, and she is a phenomenal expert when it comes to 401k plans, retirement planning, IULs, all that good stuff. So Jasmine, I think we have some good stuff to share with these people today. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, so excited to be here. Thank you, Amanda, and your community, Illuminate Your Wealth, for having me. Super excited to kind of just go over some different retirement plans and see, you guys can make the decision for yourself which one is going to be more beneficial for you guys and your family. So super excited to go over that with you guys.
We're going to dive right in because, we don't want to keep you guys waiting. So do me a favor. If you have questions, please drop them in the chat as we go through. This video will be saved on our page, so you can always go back to it later. But really, the whole topic today is understanding more about the 401k and how it works and whether or not it's something that makes sense for you with the current place that you are at in your life. We're going to go over that. And then we might look at some solutions or some opponents to that, which could potentially be an IUL, depending again on where you guys are at. So, Jasmine, let's talk about it. 401ks, right? Most people don't. I feel like they save their entire life savings into it, but would you agree they don't really know much
Yes,
about it?
yes. Most people have no idea how their 401k works. Yes, it's offered through their job. Sometimes they're just like voluntold to actually just sign up, or they're automatically signed up so they know money's going
Mhm.
in, but they have no idea how it works. And being in the industry now, I have over 20 years experience in the finance and mortgage industry. Been doing this now for 8 years, side on side with Amanda. And we ask every client we sit down with, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you know your 401k? And guess what the average answer is? You will be surprised. Two, yes. Everyone always says, I don't know. Like some will say zero, which is very shocking. Some will say two. And then some will maybe like, oh, I know a decent amount, maybe a five. Right. And how comfortable do you feel just knowing like a 2 out of 10 of your retirement, of where your money is going? Like we want to get you guys all to a 10. So I'm gonna go ahead and go straight into it and break it down to all of you guys. Okay, perfect, perfect. So hopefully you guys can see that. So Amanda will go ahead and take over the screen. So as you guys can see there, that's just 401k, 403b, 457, and it all sounds confusing because I know most of you guys are like, I don't know, I have a 403b or I have a 401k. Well, just to break it down, 401k is, and all of these numbers and letters, they're just tax codes in the Internal Revenue Code. So 401k means you work for a corporation, 403b means you like work for a nonprofit or like a hospital. 457 is like you work for the state, and then IRA is you just it's an individual retirement account. So these accounts were only created back in 1978. Okay, and back in 1978, the taxes were at an all-time high. They were 70%. So imagine paying 70% to taxes. So at the time, it made sense for people to tax defer or pay taxes later because taxes were at 70%. If we look at taxes today, taxes are at all time also high, but it's at 40. So it made sense for them. But for people now, taxes are on the way back up. Does it really make sense for us? Right. So what our
Mhm.
parents and grandparents did doesn't mean it's going to be the same strategy for us if you're on the younger side, maybe a millennial, right? What the baby boomers did is not going to be the same strategy that we're going to be using. And so when you guys are investing in your 401k, you guys have your paycheck, right? And your
Yes.
paycheck, you will have your gross and then your net. Okay, so when you guys are investing, hopefully you guys know the difference. Gross is before taxes and net is after taxes. Gross is what we want to take home, and it's gross how much they take out, right? But anyway, so when you are investing into your 401k, it comes out of your gross check, which means you haven't paid any taxes on it. And then it gets invested inside of the stock market, okay? And we put this vault in over it because it's kind of hard to take out your money sometimes because of all the different employer plans or government rules. So let's just say you're investing $500 a month and you put it, or per paycheck, and it gets invested inside of your 401k. It gets invested into the stock market where it goes up and down based off how the stock market is doing. So sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. Every single day, I have no idea if you look at your phone, if it's going to be green, if it's going to be red, right? It's super volatile. And one of the reasons why I became extremely passionate about this is because back in 2008, my mom was about to retire in 2008, and you see where the arrow is going down. That's the time she retired in 2008 when the stock market crashed. So unfortunately, my mom had $80,000 sitting in her 401k, and it dropped all the way down to $30,000 at that time, right? So what if you are about to retire right when the market crashes, right? But let's just say, hopefully, you keep investing, and we all hope to have $1 million at retirement. Okay. Now, now let me ask you guys this question: do you guys think taxes are going to be up or down? Probably up, right, Amanda? Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say
The
up, girl.
government, the government, our government is in trillions and trillions of dollars of debt, right? Most people are going to say up. So what does that really mean to your money? That means you are going to be losing more because you're giving back money to the government, okay? And then there's all of these early withdrawal penalties and taxes that you're going to have to pay. So the first withdrawal penalty is the early withdrawal 59 and a half withdrawal. Maybe some of you guys have experienced this. I have a ton of clients, about 90% of people end up withdrawing some form of money out of their 401ks. Okay, so but if you do it before the age of 59 and a half, you will be penalized automatically 10% for taking out your money, guys. It's your money. But guess what? You're penalized by not following the rules of the government. And then on top of that, because remember it came out of your gross paycheck, you are now having to pay federal and state taxes. We're from California, so we have California taxes or taxes. So federal 30%, California 10% automatically in case of an emergency. In case you need to take out money before age 59 and a half, you're automatically taking out about 40 to 50% back to Uncle Sam or the government. Now, there's another rule. I want you guys to imagine you saved all this money, you haven't paid any taxes, you have $1 million, you haven't paid any taxes. What do you think the government is coming for? Of course, they're
Ooh.
always going to get their cut, right? So once you reach the age of 73, it's called a required minimum distribution. You'll be forced to take out money out of all of your IRAs, 401k accounts, whether you want to, need to, it does not matter. You are forced. It's called a required minimum distribution. Okay. And if you do not take out that money that they require of you because they're trying to collect their taxes, you will be penalized 25% of that requirement. And then on top of that, again, that is just the penalty, right? You still have to pay taxes, federal and California taxes. Okay. So again, there is no way around this. You have to pay taxes. So then I ask my clients, okay, well, what age would you like to retire ideally, right? And what do most people say? They're going to say, I don't know, 62, 65, 67, right? And that's basically because that's what the government is telling us. We are literally being brainwashed. They're telling us that we're supposed to retire between ages 60 to 72 because guess what? There's no more penalties. But what else do we still have to pay for? We are still going to pay for taxes, okay? And again, there's a lot of misconception out there. A lot of people are saying, well, Jasmine, I'm going to be in a lower tax bracket. Well, is that really a good goal, right? If you retire, Amanda, right, would you want to be making more money, less money, or at least worst case scenario, the same amount of money as you were while you were working?
I want to make more money. I'm not trying to make less in my golden years. Shoot.
Right, exactly. If you want to have a golden retirement, you want to enjoy your, golden years, your life, right? You want to be at least making more, right? And especially with
Yeah.
inflation and a cost of like healthcare costs at that age, right? You want to be ideally making more. But again, worst case, you're going to be making about the same amount of money, which means guess what? You will still be in the same tax bracket. And at that time, hopefully your mortgage is paid off, your kids are grown, so you actually have less tax deductions once you retire, thus putting you still in the same tax bracket with less deductions. Now,
Uh,
now knowing all of this, guys, would you guys have sought other options? Now, don't take my word for it. Even 401k magazine is saying that it's time. Let me see if I can flip this now. Still not flipping. Still not flipping. But the 401k magazine, right? You guys can Google this.
Let me see
401k
if I can find it.
magazine said it is time to retire the 401k. Okay, why? Because if we just look at the baby boomer generation, it has failed many, many Americans. So we are here today. Well, what else is out there, Amanda? Where else can we invest for retirement?
Great question. Is this the article you're looking for?
Yes, that was exactly the article I was looking for, right? So, Time Magazine came out with this article again saying it's time to retire the 401k. So, what other solutions do we have, Amanda?
Oh, girl, there's so many solutions, but one of them, one really big one, is
Mhm.
definitely not this. Hold on, let me go back to it. One very big one is a product that everybody has been hearing a lot about right now, which is an IUL. So, I actually think, Jazzy, since you're doing such a good job and I'm doing such a good job over here, I might let you walk everybody through it. And
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Well, so now the other solution to this now, and now I'm not saying that the 401k is a bad account, right? Now, if they're matching you, great, take the match. But we're saying not to put all of your eggs in one basket. So, to diversify your portfolio, you're now going to take the money from your net paycheck, which means you've already paid taxes. It's going to get invested into a life insurance plan, okay, where it's going to be able to grow cash value, and instead of growing inside the stock market where it goes up and down, it's going to take advantage of that in an indexing strategy. So when the market goes up, guess what? Your money's going to go up. When the market goes down inside of a life insurance, you're going to be locked and protected. You're basically going to push that year. Market goes up, you go up. Market goes down, you do not lose a single dime, right? And they say, well, that sounds a little bit too good to be true, Amanda. What's the
how does it
catch?
work?
How does it work? Okay, well, here where it's not too good to be true. Let's say the stock market or a certain index does 20%. Okay, now that's a really good rate of return, but you will be capped. Some companies, not all insurance companies, they will cap you at 15%. But could we all agree that 15% is still really good rate of return, Amanda?
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah,
And
definitely.
vice versa, what are people's biggest concerns when investing money?
Losing, for sure. Losing
Losing,
money.
right? Losing, right? And so when the market, vice versa, when the market goes down negative 20%, you're going to be you're going to be locked and protected with a guaranteed 0 to 0.75% floor, right? 0 to 0.75% floor. On top of that, again, what this is, it's a life insurance retirement plan, right? So we're able to put life insurance over your investments to protect your house, right? And under the life insurance, there's three tax codes: 7702, 101A, and 72E. Those three tax codes inside of life insurance basically state, just like the 401k and 403B up there, those are all tax code. Well, these three tax codes associated with life insurance state that your money will grow. Basically, you can grow your money inside of the account tax free, take it out tax free, and also pass it down to your children's and beneficiaries tax free. So it comes on with a lot of perks with the account, right? So you're going to get P for protection. It's going to protect you from market volatility. It's going to protect your family, right? In case anything were to happen to you tomorrow, if you have an account like this, you're going to have the life insurance. Is going to protect you from taxes. These accounts have been around for well over 100 years. And they haven't changed tax codes, right? And then it's going to protect you, like I mentioned, from market risk. E is going to be for emergency. You don't have any age restrictions. If you're in your late 20s, early 30s, do you really want to wait till age 59 and a half to access your money? Well, they don't have any of
No.
these age restrictions there. And then R is going to be for retirement. Would you want a taxable retirement like the 401k, or would you want a tax free retirement? And then R or C is going to be for college. I love this for children. We also call them $1 million babies, right? They can use the money for anything, whether it be for college, a business, a down payment on a home, their first car, right? Your children can use this money for anything. It's not just restricted to college. And another cool thing is that it doesn't affect your financial aid or FAFSA, right? Because they look at it as insurance. And then lastly, I like to say that it is a great savings account because it's averaging close to 9 to 10% over the past 30 years. Okay, so what is this account called? It is a life insurance retirement plan, also known as an index universal life. And again, the best part about this is that it's 100% tax free, right? So keep it, yeah, just like how you have it right here now, Amanda. Like just looking at the two, right? Which one do you guys feel would benefit you and your family, right? Your 401k that's offered through your work, or the life insurance retirement plan, or an index universal life plan. Forbes magazine is even saying that the index universal life is pretty much the new 401k. It is the new 401k, just without all the age restrictions, without the market volatility, and growing your money 100% tax free. If you guys have any questions, want to connect with either one of us, we are more than happy to answer all of your questions in regards to your options, in regards to the index universal life. We specialize in this. Again, like I mentioned, we're not saying that the 401k is a bad account, right? If they are matching you, by all means, take the match. But instead of what we're teaching people, instead of max funding a 401k, why not max fund an index universal life? So you don't have the age restrictions, right? You have access to your money. You don't have to worry about the market going up and down. And you can use the money for anything, right? Anything. It's not just for retirement. It can be for investments. It can be for your children's college. Like, again, it's just so flexible. And that's why a lot of savvy elite investors are using this versus a 401k. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. And thanks for joining our live. Have a good night, guys.